Hello. There's nothing quite like an 8-year-old student looking at you as if to say, "Are you really that dim?" Well, that was my experience earlier this week during a maths cover lesson on mean, median, and mode. I always used to think I was quite good with numbers, but some of the class just seemed to get concepts that I did struggle to work out in that immediate moment. I wonder how often do we as educators, in different ways, reflect on the challenge of trying to teach children? And how often are we open, in the end, to the idea that there could be an opportunity of them teaching us? In the Gospels, Jesus brings a young child into the midst of a group of earnest adults and cheerfully tells them that if they want to enter the kingdom of God, they'll have to become like this child. I've often wondered if it was a boy or a girl, a 3-year-old or a 10-year-old, a quiet one or a loud one, and so on. But we're not told. But I think what Jesus was getting at was simply that kids are curious. They want to learn, and they find the world inexhaustibly full of things to wonder at. The kingdom of God was one of the topics that Jesus cared most passionately about. It's the idea that we can create a society where the rules of God's kingdom are lived into being, and that we can have a taste of heaven here on earth. But in the gospel story, Jesus is saying that a child can grasp all of that more than an adult. I wonder, are we sometimes too full of our old ways, full of our old prejudices, too self-absorbed, too self-focused to really be able to grasp it? As those in the education system, we can be convinced that we are the font of all knowledge, that we're the ones with the answers to impart to all the young people we encounter. But I think that wise and curious adults should constantly try to look through the eyes of a child, asking the basic questions and being open to the joy of surprise. I realised with year 8 that maths hasn't changed since I was young, but that the language used and the approach to the learning has. The subject is the same, but the means of understanding it have moved on. Maybe we can reflect deeper on a maths analogy. There are often times in life that other people can see through the equation to the reality it describes. Whereas I think the best that I can do in that moment is to do a bit of colouring in. This is obvious really, isn't it? But sometimes I think we get so accustomed to things that we fail to see the wonder in it all. I need to look through a child's eyes in order to see life afresh. I need to keep listening for new ways to describe the world. Always learning. So, whether it's maths, poetry, theology, music, or biology, maybe we all need to grab the opportunity to ask a child to explain it and enjoy what comes out. Bless you all.